lot of us, we struggle with self-acceptance because we always feel like we need to do better. We can do more. Oh, why did I say that? Like, and then we ruminate on that throughout the night. And sometimes we have a hard time going to bed. We too might get stuck with those thoughts of, why did I do that? Why did I say that? I mean, that was just so stupid. And we're kicking ourselves as opposed to saying, you know what? Yeah, it might not have been the best choice in that moment, but you were really trying your best. Like you really cared for this person. And, you were nervous too. And I recognize that. I see that. And you're trying to do the best you could in that moment. Now, what can we learn? And I think that goes back to what Coach Jonathan's saying is goals and learning and growing. Like every opportunity, as opposed to setting these high expectations that we have for ourselves, it's like every opportunity is a chance to just set a goal and learn. Like, okay, how can I hit my driver straight? Or how can I hit it straighter? Like what can I do differently to hit more fairways, as opposed to I expect myself to hit 14 out of 14 fairways? Or, it's just that comparison is a trap. When you set an expectation or you start comparing yourself to other people, that expectations and comparison is on the same level. If I compare myself to Coach Jonathan and all the wonderful things he has in life and the things that he does, and I feel less than, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, man, I look at Coach Jonathan and I'm thinking, like, that comparison is a trap because I'm never going to be Coach Jonathan. I just got to be myself, but I don't look at myself. You know that quote? Have you ever heard someone say, the grass is greener on the other side? Imagine you have a fenced yard, right? And you're looking at your neighbor's yard and it looks so green, like you're just envious of their grass. On the other side of the fence, they have perfect grass. I mean, perfectly cut, green, spotless. And then you might look at your own grass and you have patches everywhere. It's brown. It's not as healthy. It's not as pretty. So instead of paying attention to your own grass, you keep looking and say, man, I wish I had that grass. I wish I lived there. I wish that was my house. I wish I had his swing. I wish I was ranked that high. Man, I wish I had parents like that. I wish I had their clubs. I wish I had that, I wish I had that much money. Whatever it is, the grass is always going to be greener on the other side. And you know what they say? That's when you start picking up your hose and you start to water your own grass and start to do what is necessary for you to just make little incremental goals to work on one patch. Yeah, your grass might be all spotty and brown and ugly in that moment, but you focus on one area. You say, okay, I'm just going to do what I can. I'm going to look up YouTube and I'm going to start watering this grass and putting seeds down and tending to it. Now, I'm using grass as a metaphor. I hope you guys can tell, but it's like one area of your life. Instead of keep comparing yourself to, I wish I was ranked that high. I wish I had their swing. I wish I had their game. I wish I had their life. That's a trap. That's the same trap as setting expectations that are unrealistic. We're going to always compare where we are, what we don't have compared to what we expect ourselves to have. There's no expectations. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't expect your grass to get green if you don't water it. And it's easy to look at other people's grass and say, I should be able to do that. But if you're not putting in the work, if you're not out on the range, if you're not doing the mental skills, then you're always going to look at other people and say, man, why are they so much better than me? Well, you haven't put in the work. You haven't watered your grass, right?
Yeah.
And this comparison, to add on to that, Dr. Matt, right? We often compare ourselves to others, but we also compare ourselves to ourselves. And this is where it gets really difficult because you were on the range and you were striping it. You get on the first tee and you're not striping it anymore. This is where expectation management comes in clutch. Because if you've set that expectation for yourself ahead of time to say, I have no expectation, I'm going to do my best on every single shot, and whatever result that I get, I'm going to be okay with. And you, like you said, Dr. Park, the self acceptance of whatever happens. If you put in 100% effort, then you have to accept whatever it is. And if you have an expectation going in to say, you know what, I'm going to accept whatever my best is today. And out of the 144 other players that are here, if I come out on top, great. If not, as long as I do my best, that's my expectation, to bring my best self to every single shot.